Today marks 2.5 weeks since the launch of CS2 beta, but to be honest, so much has happened in these 2 weeks that it feels like it's been a couple of months, honestly. We're going to analyze how the market has behaved in these 2.5 weeks and see where we are at now. Lots of items, like for example Dopplers, these items right here, have, let's say, gotten a little bit of a buff, in the sense that in CS2 they're going to look a lot better, and those types of items aren't the only ones that, let's say, got a buff from it. Pretty much every single skin is gonna look better in CS2 just because of better lighting and so on, but those in specific got a, let's say, larger benefit from it. Of course, Playskins in general do look better, and we're going to look at how those have performed. Knives, gloves, just Playskins in general that come from usual cheap cases and so on. And then of course we're gonna look at the recent tournament stickers. Rio, Stockholm, Antwerp, those have been affected pretty hard in this period, and you're gonna see how. And to everybody's surprise, even RMR stickers came back from the freaking dead. They were resurrected and now they're flowing hard and strong. And of course the other thing that we must pay attention to is the CSGO cases, because they've absolutely gone insane. Don't look at these prices, they're not correct. Steam servers are having a little bit of a difficult time right now. They have been for the past 10 days or so. And the actual price of the clutch case isn't 47 cents, it's just no one can actually buy them right now for that price. I don't know why so many people list them so cheap, because they're going for over €1. So yeah, that's only because Steam servers are a little bit laggy right now. Okay, I'm going to look at these subcategories of CSGO skins individually and express my thoughts and basically my experience over the last 2 weeks with them. First thing is of course the Dopplers, Gamma Dopplers, things like that, and of course even things like the blue phosphor. We're on buff 163 right now, and we're going to take a look at how the price has evolved over the last 2 weeks. First item, the Karambit Doppler, specifically the phase 1 graph, hasn't actually shown anything over the top impressive, right? It was around 850 before the CS2 beta and 990 after at the peak, which is not that huge of a jump, right? It's only 15%, which is not that impressive comparing to some of the other ones that I've seen. Then dropped a little bit after the hype died down, and then started rising up again because people realized that, oh wait, CS2 isn't actually fully released and these things still look good, right? So people just continued investing in them. And you're going to notice that this graph has happened to almost every single Doppler knife, every single type of phase, and even to some other skins like blue phosphor, which has a lot in common with those Dopplers in the sense that it got the same benefits from the CS2 lighting. This skin in particular pretty much could just be called M4A1S Sapphire because that's how it looks. But in the case with this one, people didn't realize it was gonna change that much in the new CS2, and it pretty much went 50% up overnight because of CS2, and then kept going after the hype renewed. And yeah, pretty much every single other Doppler has done exact same thing. Gamma Dopplers, same thing. Even though I didn't know that this was exactly how it was gonna play out, I actually managed to make some pretty good decisions based on these Gamma Dopplers and Doppler knives and so on. For example, I had a few of these Glock Gamma Dopplers that I invested into before the CS2 update, and as soon as the CS2 update came out, I started selling some of them for a profit. And then almost a week later, I started buying these items again, Glock Gamma Dopplers and then many other knives. I didn't buy this gut knife specifically, but I bought a Bowie knife Doppler Ruby, I bought a Star Trek M9 Bayonet Doppler Phase 2, I bought a couple of Glock Gamma Dopplers Emerald Factory New, and then I just bought a few other ones like M9 Doppler Phase 1, Huntsman Phase 1, another Huntsman Phase 1, and so on. The thing is, I bought all of those items in this period right here when they were pretty much at their lowest, because I was really confident they are gonna go well. And a little bit to my surprise, I've actually made a really good decision. And now I have to face the decision whether I want to sell them now and cash this profit in, or do I want to hold out and wait for them to grow basically from all the other CS2 hype that is yet to come. And I'm a bit on the fence with this one because I do know that they will definitely grow even higher when the CS2 update is fully released to everybody. We don't know when that's gonna happen, and the soonest when it could happen is the beginning of summer. As they said, in the summer they will bring CS2. So till then, we have still some time for things to actually go back to this dip right here. And that's what I kind of want to avoid. We're pretty much on a peak right now, all-time high. And I do think that it's a good thing to sell some of these knives, and I will probably start doing that quite soon. I will see, I might change my mind by that time, but we'll see. The next subcategory that I want to look at is just Playskins, and the first we're gonna look at is obviously AK-47 Redline, because I just view it as an index fund of the CSGO market, because it always just shows basically the average growth or decrease in the CSGO market in general, right? It's just kind of a really old skin that people like, it never goes out of style, and yeah, that's why it's seen that way. But in the situation of Playskins, it pretty much just a straight line up ever since the CS2 beta was released. Straight line up all the way from 1650 for this skin all the way to 2428. And a big part, this growth has to do with the fact that the CSGO player base has increased almost overnight because of the CS2 update. And not just that, also it has to do with the fact that CSGO cases are going absolutely ballistic, but we're gonna talk about that later, because of course these skins have to come from somewhere, this one in particular from the Operation Phoenix case. And if you want to look into it and explore the graphs of multiple skins, you can see that pretty much every single skin out there has increased crazy amounts in this period. Cortex, same thing, 226, 3 euros. Basically growing 50% or something like that since the release of CS2. And even all kinds of gloves, knives, expensive, cheap, doesn't matter, they've all pretty much seen an increase in this time. Has grown, this one in particular, 30% since the release of CS2 beta. In this video right here that I made basically a week ago, I expressed the fact that I'm only investing into Playskins right now, and I do believe that was a really good decision. As you can see, since the last week, much growth has happened, and I'm quite happy about that, because I only have Playskins and none of the items that I had have gone down in price. And even more than that, I wasn't even counting on them going up, I was just flipping those skins. I was really hoping that they don't go down, and the fact that they went up in price is really a big benefit. But to be completely fair, that wasn't necessarily my genius working, it was mostly just luck, because every single other category of items has gone up in price, right? I did say that I am going to avoid agents, they have gone up pretty much the same amount as Playskins. Actually could not have gone wrong in this situation. And then of course, as you saw, cases also performed really well, sometimes even better than Playskins. So yeah, while those measures, those restrictions that I put in place for myself weren't necessarily needed for this week, they might be needed for the next or the other whenever we see an operation. That's specifically targeted towards an operation to guarantee that I don't lose money if one were to come. Because if one did come in this week, let's say, then cases agents would have been struck the hardest. That's just my belief. I'm not sure if it's true, but yeah, that's what I believe. And I did think that CSGO Playskins specifically are just gonna outperform everything else if that were to happen. But then even in the situation that the operation doesn't come anytime soon, the Playskins still carry me through just at the same pace as everything else. So yeah, that's why I believe that's a good decision. Now let's take a look at the third category of items. This is the tournament stickers from the previous 3 tournaments. And as you remember, they've been growing in price pretty much for 3-4 months before the CS2 beta came into existence. And we're gonna just look at the sticker capsules from each year, specifically the legends, because they just kind of the most used ones, the most common. So yeah, we're gonna look at the graphs, and as you would expect, right, they grew whenever CS2 update came. People saw that, oh shit, they actually look really good, let me just snatch some, put some in my pocket, hold up for the dirty rainy day, and just pick them out and sell them and buy myself a kebab. That's what people thought was gonna happen, and they were kind of right, but not in the long term. Only till about 4 days after the release, that's when it peaked, and ever since it's going down, pretty much showing that there was a little bit of a bubble, considering that these skins, the stickers, were already so freaking expensive, right? And they just kind of started crashing a little bit. Plus the fact that soon we're gonna have another tournament, and people just expect the next tournament to kind of crash these things, so they're kind of pretty much just crashing the sticker capsules already and the stickers themselves, because there is this, let's say, pressure that things might change whenever the new tournament is released. Then the Rio Legends, pretty much same thing, skyrocketed a tiny bit, pretty much doubled in price when the CS2 update came, and then went back to about 50% increase, which is still a shit load, right? If you consider the CSGO Playskins and everything else, that's about an average, right? That's just as much as everything else increased. But all this growth in the center only proved that there was too much hype for them. And of course the legends themselves also did the same thing. To be fair, I was a bit iffy on these ones, and I might have spent some money on the stickers from this capsule, but it just proved to not be worth it. But then when you look even further, actually, stickers from capsules that are even older went a lot in price, because in CS2, guess what? They're looking better because of all of these lighting and so on. For example, Berlin's from €1, 1.1 euro, went to the peak of 2.5, doubled in price, and they're still staying there pretty strong. Kind of showing that they were a little bit undervalued, right? And we haven't even looked at the Katowice 2019 yet, because these ones from €5 went to 30 euros, basically 6 times what they were. Of course, they came down because that was a tiny bit too much. Still, 15 euros, that's a triple from before CS2. People just realized that, oh shit, these actually look really good. I'm a bit sad that I can't show you how these stickers would look in CS2. I don't have all the screenshots for them to show you and so on. I don't have the access to CS2 in the first place. But if you were to imagine like a color filter on it, that's how they would look. And that's why there is so much attention to them. Same thing with like DreamHack 2014s, those have been perceived quite well. They peaked and still staying at the peak, which is really freaking good. They pretty much did a 50% growth. And fortunately, I had like 9 of these that I prepared to unbox for 10,000 subscribers, which we did. Last Tuesday on stream, we unboxed all of those 9 capsules. And to my surprise, did pretty well. If you want, you can go watch the entire stream where I unbox these things, or you can wait for a little video where I'm going to compile these openings and I'll publish it on my YouTube channel. But yeah, as for the actual capsules themselves, I do think they are good. The stickers that I got from opening this capsule in particular, I'm going to keep till after the release of CS2, because I do think they're some of the better looking stickers, hollow stickers out there. The DreamHack 2014, actually some of my favorites, so I'll keep them till after CS2. And then to everybody's surprise, RMR capsules actually finally made it. All those people that invested their tens of thousands of dollars into RMR capsules back 3 years ago can now finally breathe, because now they're finally worth it. They were like 25 cents on discount back then, now they're 45 cents 3 years later. I wouldn't say that's a bad investment, but like, judging by the CSGO market in general, there have been better things, like for example Stockholm capsules, which pretty much did a 10x easily in a few months. But hey, a win is a win, and these things are probably gonna keep going up higher and higher with time. I can't really make too many good predictions on these tournament capsules, because from my experience they're the most, let's say, unpredictable thing there is, right? The last year just proves that exact point. So yeah, I'm personally staying away from them, because I do fear that the next tournament, the one that's in May, literally less than a month away from now, is going to make older capsules lose a little bit of their value. Of course, as things develop, I will make more videos to talk about the new Paris major capsules and so on, what I think about them, the new looks, and if they might be a good investment, because I've heard multiple times people say that, oh no, the next major is gonna be the next RMR. And people have said that about Antwerp, the people have said that about Rio, people have said that about Paris. So now I'm just sitting here trying to figure things out, a little bit confused. On one hand, we do have this situation where cases are just extremely overpriced. Capsules as well, everything is just going higher and higher and higher. Player base is increasing, cases getting more and more expensive. People are unboxing less cases overall because they have to pay more for those cases. So Valve might consider making a change into, let's say, making cases even more droppable, right? Not once or twice a week, but instead 3-4 times a week. That could make things better for Valve, because then there is more cases, cheaper cases on the Steam market, and more people unboxing them, meaning more people buy keys and so on. So might be a thing. People have talked about that before. I mean, we're kind of just flowing into the fourth category, which is cases, right? I kind of already told you what I think about them, like on the surface, but when you look into it, pretty much every single case has gone up crazy amounts in the last couple of weeks. This one, fracture case, 2.5 times, and you can see that in every single case. Prisma 2, same thing, 2.5 times. And nothing like this has ever happened before. There was a change whenever they removed the non-prime drop pool so that non-prime accounts can't get any more cases. Back then, cases that got taken rare, all of them went up so much. but that was not even close to how much they've gone in the last 2.5 weeks. So it's a little bit scary, honestly. You just cannot see a single similarity in the graph judging by the past. So yeah, it's kind of an unsure situation. People that have invested into cases are profiting a lot, but it's just a little bit scary. It's unknown. Valve can make a simple change that's gonna just turn things around. And I'm not trying to scare you into not buying cases. If you want to buy cases, sure, go buy cases, invest into them. They're generally good investments, as you can clearly see in the last 2.5 weeks. But what I am looking for to start investing into cases is an operation, really. I'm only going to invest into cases when an operation comes. Like, I've basically nailed the nail into this question that I'm just not gonna invest into cases till then. I've sold every single one of the cases that I had around March 31st, 30th, cashed out quite in a lot of profit, but I did not hold on till now when cases are quite a bit more expensive. And hey, maybe I shouldn't have sold all the cases I had at once. Maybe I should have, dragged them out as I usually do, but mistakes can be made and I can learn some lessons from that. To sum things up, the CSGO market has been a pretty much steady increase over the last 2.5 weeks. We don't really see a sign of slowing down just because the player base is still really high. Numbers aren't really dropping that much. There's lots of, let's say, hype being generated, even by YouTubers, by the community in general, right? There's a lot of fuss around CSGO skins themselves, not just about the game, because, the game is pretty much just about skins, right? It's not even about the game anymore. Out of those 4 subcategories that I've talked about, I'm most confident into, let's say, Playskins, specifically weapons like knives, gloves, and into Doppler knives, those Doppler looking guns and so on. Those are the items that I have the most capital invested into. I do hope that things will be a smooth sail from here on to the next major, and till then we can just kind of relax, flip, trade, invest and so on without too much stress onto the market. But of course I'm gonna cover every single topic that pops up, and I'm gonna talk about my investments, share my thoughts and tips and so on, and yeah, subscribe if you want to hear more about this, and yeah, let me know how you like this video. Please do smash the like button, because every single like is gonna make YouTube recommend the video to like 100 more people, because that's how YouTube works, and then maybe 10 of those are actually gonna click on the video, like, yeah, and then I get 10 more views. So yeah, thank you very much, and also thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Actually, the channel is doing better, far better than it's ever done, and it's all thanks to you, and of course to CS2. But yeah, thank you for joining, thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you next time. May Lord Gaming bless you with some stonks. Bye bye.